Dubai's center of gravity just shifted, and if you are looking at downtown or the Marina, you're already behind. While everyone fights over central traffic, high-stakes engineers and apex operators are quietly securing residency near Al Maktoum. This isn't just about finding a home, it is about gaining an unfair operational advantage in the world's newest tech and logistics corridor. Stop wasting hours in outdated central hub congestions and start optimizing your professional access. The future of Dubai's tech infrastructure is being built around Al Maktoum, and the window to secure strategic housing is closing fast. We are revealing the specific geography that gives elite professionals a future-proof edge over the competition. What if you could bypass the saturations of Dubai traditional tech hubs before the rest of the world catches on? We are analyzing the massive logistical shift toward Al Maktoum and why living here is now essential for top-tier engineering roles. This is your precise architectural blueprint for trading old-world prestige for optimized strategic proximity. Before I completely deconstruct the death of the downtown Vanity Premium, expose the $35 billion macroeconomic shock reshaping the Emirates, and give you the exact execution protocol to recapture your capital by relocating to Dubai South, hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell. I post daily videos showing you exactly how to navigate the global labor and capital market using cold, hard engineering logic. You do not want to miss these execution protocols. The map of Dubai has been violently redrawn. The cranes have moved south. Grab a notebook. It is time to stop subsidizing your landlord's luxury lifestyle and start architecting your sovereign geographic strategy. Welcome back. I'm Dr. HR. To understand why my approach to the geographic positioning, real estate economics, and human capital is aggressively different from the superficial advice peddled by the legacy real estate brokers, you must understand my underlying structural logic. I hold a PhD in Human Resources, a Master's from prestigious Tata Institute of Social Sciences TISS in Mumbai, and a Bachelor's in Computer Engineering. I do not look at residential real estate as an emotional purchase or a status symbol. I look at it as a raw mathematical equation that dictates your ultimate financial liquidity and your cognitive bandwidth. Operating on the ground here in UAE, consulting for Tier 1 corporate entities, and analyzing the behavioral economics of the global elite, I have mapped exactly how top-tier professionals optimize their existence. Let us systematically deconstruct this massive geographic arbitrage through 5 distinct phases: the urban vanity premium, the $35 billion infrastructure shock, the talent exodus, the geographic arbitrage, and the sovereign execution. Phase 1, the urban vanity premium, the geography of exhaustion. We must first diagnose the exact debilitating financial and biological leak that is destroying the modern professional ability to build generational wealth. When an ambitious software engineer, logistic director, or tech executive relocate to Dubai, the default unthinking algorithm is to immediately rent a property in downtown Dubai, Business Bay, or Dubai Marina. The logic seems sound to the amateur. Establish proximity to the legacy financial district, surround yourself with towering skyscraper, and integrate instantly into the high-velocity, glittering lifestyle of the city core. You are paying the urban vanity premium because millions of transient workers default to this exact same geographic assumption. The demand for central square footage skyrockets, creating localized hyperinflation. You are forced to pay AED 180,000 or more annually for a noisy, cramped, 2-bedroom concrete box suspended in the sky. You are paying a premium for a zip code, but you are systematically bleeding your foundational wealth. Furthermore, we must evaluate the biological and the psychological toll of this environment. The urban core is a high-friction, high-cortisol matrix. You are navigating the localized gridlock of a marina exit. You are battling the brutal congestion of the Sheikh Zayed bottleneck. A commute that spans only 15 physical kilometers consumes 50 minutes of brake-tapping, adrenaline-spiking misery. If you are managing a family, a cramped high-rise apartment becomes a biological pressure cooker. The lack of acoustic privacy, the constant hum of the highway, and the sheer claustrophobia of a high-density living actively degrade your cognitive processing speed and your executive function. You are paying a top-tier luxury prices for a lifestyle that fundamentally restricts your operational bandwidth. You cannot build a fortified, unshakable financial future if your primary geography strategy consists of handling 40% of your net income to a holding company simply for a right so sit in a traffic jam. Phase 2, the $35 billion infrastructure shock, the Masterplan. To escape this trap, the apex operators do not look at where the city is, they look at where the sovereign capital is actively flowing. They must execute a macroeconomic audit of the Emirates' physical infrastructure. The geography of Dubai has violently shifted. We are currently experiencing the Al Maktoum infrastructure shock. Amateurs are still looking at the map using mental models from 2022. They view the southern corridor of Dubai as a distant desert. They are completely ignoring the massive $35 billion capital injection actively transforming Al Maktoum International Airport, DWC, into the largest aviation and logistics hubs on the planet Earth. This is not a speculative architectural rendering, it is happening right now. The master plan dictates an expansion to 5 parallel runways capable of processing 260 million passengers and 12 million tons of cargo annually. But the airport is merely the engine. The true opportunity lies in the 145 square kilometer integrated economy zone surrounding it. Dubai South. The government is not just building an airport, they are building an aerotropolis. They are deploying the 15-minute city concept at absolute scale. In districts like Expo City and Dubai South Residential District, residents can access offices, premium education institutions like GEMS Founder, retail and massive community park within a 15 minutes of walk or cycle. Simultaneously, the Roads Transport Authority (RTA) is executing a barrage of massive infrastructure expansion. The Route 2020 metro line is already active, and the highly anticipated Dubai Metro Blue Line is advancing steadily, structurally guaranteeing the rapid transit from the southern periphery to the rest of the emirate. We now also have Dubai Metro Golden Line. The geographic bottleneck has been permanently broken. The government has subsidized your geographic mobility. If you are still fighting for a parking spot in Business Bay, you're fighting a war that ended 3 years ago. Phase 3, the talent exodus, the new tech and logistics corridor. Infrastructure precedes enterprise, and the enterprise precedes talent. You must position yourself directly in the path of the corporate migration. Why is living near Al Maktoum now essential for top-tier engineering and executive role? Because the corporation that pays the highest premium have already relocated there. We are witnessing the talent exodus. If you are a logistics director, an e-commerce fulfillment architect, or an aerospace engineer, your industry relies entirely on the physical proximity to air cargo. The Dubai South Logistics District and the Aviation District offer companies zero corporate tax, full foreign ownership, and immediate seamless access to DWC tarmac. Multinational titans like Siemens, DP World, and Amazon has established massive operational headquarters in the southern corridor. Tech startups, digital agencies, and advanced manufacturing firms are fleeing the high commercial rents of the central city and establishing their bases in Dubai South Business Park and Expo City, where the global conglomerate established their headquarters. The six-figure jobs follow. This creates a massive localized demand for highly skilled human capital. If you live in Dubai Marina and try to commute to a senior role in Dubai South, you are fighting the flow of traffic. But if you reside within the Dubai South master plan, you achieve the ultimate professional luxury. The walk to the work ecosystem. You wake up, drop your children at premium school located within your community, and walk or take a 5-minute drive to your Tier 1 corporate office. You completely eliminate the 500 hours a year the average professional spends staring at the tail light of a car in front of them. You reclaim your biological bandwidth and redirect it directly into a high-leverage cognitive output. You are no longer an exhausted commuter, you are a localized apex operator stationed at a very epicenter of a global supply chain. Phase 4, the geographic arbitrage, the 40% delta. What does an apex professional do when underlying economic gravity of a city shifts? They execute aggressive arbitrage. In financial market, arbitrage is the simultaneously purchase and the sale of an asset to exploit a massive inefficiency in pricing. In this context, we are executing the geographic arbitrage. When you abandon the hyperinflated urban core and target the emerging Dubai South residential zones such as Emaar South, the Pulse or Expo Valley, the financial mathematics flips entirely in your favor. You instantly slash your acquisition or rental cost by up to 40%. The data is undeniable. The entry price for property in the southern corridor is currently 50 to 60% below the established prime district of central Dubai. Instead of deploying AED 180,000 annually to rent a cramped, noisy apartment in downtown Dubai, you allocate AED 100,000 for a sprawling multi-level townhouse or a premium villa with a private garden. You are paying significantly less capital, but you are acquiring a massive upgrade in the physical asset and biological piece. Furthermore, if you are purchasing the asset, the investment yield in Dubai South consistently hover between 7 to 9%. The massive influx of aviation professionals, tech worker, and the logistics executive guarantees a captive high-income tenant base. You are buying into the infrastructure-heavy legacy phase of the development. For long-term operator, entering Dubai South in 2026 perfectly mirrors the capital growth seen in Dubai Marina 20 years ago before the market priced in the infrastructure. You are capturing the exact same Tier 1 Dubai salary, but you are paying emerging district operational overhead. You have successfully hacked the geographic pricing model of the city, buying the elite square footage at a massive discount simply because the legacy market has not yet realized how complete the southern infrastructure actually is. Phase 5, the sovereign architecture reallocating the capital. We have diagnosed the urban trap, mapped the $35 billion infrastructure shock, tracked the corporate exodus, and executed the financial arbitrage. The final phase is the most critical. What do you actually do with the massive influx of the reclaimed capital and expanded physical space? You must build your own sovereign architecture. A 40% reduction in your housing cost is not a life-altering sum of money. You do not let this capital sit idle in a checking account to be devoured by the global inflation, and you do not waste it on a depreciating luxury liability. You treat your personal finances with exact same ruthless analytical rigor that a sovereign wealth fund applies to the portfolio. You take the AED 80,000 delta you just extracted from the landlord's pocket and you funnel it into a high-yield off-plan investment within the exact same district, compounding your exposure to the Maktoum appreciation curve. But the sovereign architecture extends beyond financial capital. It applies directly to your newly acquired physical space. In your cramped Business Bay apartment, your dining table doubles as your office desk. In your new, spacious Emaar South townhouse, you possess an entirely empty dedicated room. You weaponize this square footage. You utilize the extra bedroom to construct a high-fidelity, acoustic-treated digital broadcasting studio. You set up your elite cine gear, your Sony FX series camera. You establish a professional 3-point cinematic lighting grid. You import your raw 10-bit technical presentation and color grade them flawlessly using the advanced node-based architecture of DaVinci Resolve 20. You have built the physical infrastructure required to launch and scale your personal digital media empire. You have created a dedicated, distraction-free laboratory to broadcast your operational dominance, record elite video essays, and project your high-level executive authority directly into the global market. You took the capital you saved from escaping the urban trap and you used it to fund the hardware and the acoustic environment required to scale your personal brand to the apex level. You transformed a simple geographic reallocation into an impenetrable media and financial fortress. Look closely at the geographic assumption you are blindly following. The traditional expat playbook tells you to rent the most expensive apartment you can tolerate, as close to Burj Khalifa as possible, and to grind through the daily congestion as a necessary cost of success. The true apex operators completely reject this aesthetic vanity. They understand that the Al Maktoum Airport expansion has fundamentally broken the laws of Dubai real estate. They execute the value stream mapping on their own lives. They leverage the 15-minute city infrastructure, the corporate exodus to Expo City, and the massive $35 billion sovereign investment to decouple their living expense from their earning capacity. They execute the geographic arbitrage. They slash their housing cost by 40%, they reclaim massive amount of premium square footage, and they utilize that space to build their compounding investment and high-fidelity broadcasting studios. Stop subsidizing the hyperinflated urban core. Hack the geographic grid. Optimize your professional proximity and buy back your financial and operational freedom. Decades before your colleague even realized the map has changed. Process the delta, execute the strategy, and I'll see you at the top.